Hey everyone, welcome back. So I'm doing something a little bit different today, vlogging type thing, but really it's more of I don't need a model for this. So I've had some people ask, how do I find locations? And so my thought is maybe starting a little series on location scouting. The first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to go to this park that I have been shooting at. I've kind of fallen in love with the park. There's not a whole lot to it as far as what I've seen, but I just kind of wanted to give you my take and my idea on kind of what I looked for, what I was looking for when I came to this park. So let's go. The first thing is it's a park. There's a lot of open space. There's a lot of, well, okay, let me rephrase that. There's not a lot of open space. There's a big field. So typically when I'm thinking of a park, that's one of the things that I'm thinking of is a field. You know, I want to have a big open field because I like not that I shoot wide, but I like to have the open space, right? I'm going to just do a quick turn on this here. So right when you kind of walk into the park, you've got this structure here. You can't really shoot anything there. I mean, some of it looks kind of neat, but I wouldn't really shoot anything. And this is an important part when you're thinking of locations and you're maybe scouting locations. Right now it's 3:30 in the afternoon. So unless you're planning to shoot at 3:30 in the afternoon, maybe that's not the best time to go scouting. But if you're location scouting, I think the first thing that you should probably do is consider the time of day that you're gonna actually shoot it and scout it at that time of day. So more than likely, you're not gonna be shooting at 3:30 in the afternoon. You're probably gonna be shooting it at sunset, right? Or golden hour, maybe golden hour in the morning, golden hour in the evening. But I'll show you this little spot right here. So again, you come through, that's the parking lot, right? Right past there is the parking lot, right? So then you walk into this area, bathrooms right there. Well, you can maybe tell, but like right here, I walk through here, first thing I do when I come to shoot here at sunset, the sun actually sets like basically like right off this way. So you get this beautiful golden hour glow right through here. And what I'll do is I'll actually pop up a couple pictures that I've shot from here in this spot. And you'll recognize this spot from the video. So right away, I pop right through here, no flash, and I just come get beautiful golden hour photos. You've got that golden glow coming right through the trees, all this, hitting the grass beautifully. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for where's that sun hitting. So there's another little spot, and I'm not gonna walk over there, but there's another little spot kind of, and you can see kind of that lit area right there. The sun is gonna hit really beautifully right through there. So you've got all this little wooded gap right here. You can't really hit anything there. But if I walk over here, I said I wasn't going to, but I'll go ahead and do it. If you walk over here, there's ways that you can actually still shoot it. And it's cute. You've got this little stone here. So I actually had one of my seniors sitting on the stone right there, and the sun's just hitting right at her back, right on that stone. You got the branch kind of coming right over top. So nice little natural framing on her. And then again, that little open space right back through there is just perfectly golden, a golden hour. To me, probably one of the most, if not the most important thing when you're location scouting is scout it when you're gonna shoot it, you know? So more than likely, you're shooting it at a golden hour. All right, so I'm gonna walk over. And so I came to this park maybe 5 years ago, and I did a shoot here, and I thought it was cool, but I didn't fall in love with it then. And there's some reasons. You know, it's a walking trail park. So you've got concrete, and the concrete's kind of cool. You know, it depends on really what you're going for. It's okay. Again, the sun comes through perfectly. Like even right now, I could shoot it. And so that's the other cool thing with a really deep wooded area like this is you could still shoot it at a time of day that it's kind of bright. So it doesn't have to be golden hour. As long as you've got the sun to their back, it's gonna look really nice. But of course that golden glow is really what you're looking for. But again, you can see you've got this walking trail now. I'm a bike rider. I'm not a walker, so I'm probably going to get a little winded. And I'm not going to walk far through here. And so that's the other thing is when you're scouting a location. Like, this isn't that bad of a walk, but how far do you want your clients to walk, right? If it's a client, I'm not going to have them like walk all over the place more than likely, unless it's like the perfect spot. Like you got to walk a little bit to get to the creek, or you know, there's this cool attraction there at this park. That's the only time I'm really going to have them walk. Right now, you can see I'm kind of zigzagging. Of course, I'm old. I'm almost 50 and getting a little bit winded because I'm probably talking and walking at the same time, but that's okay. But look, check this out. Again, still walking. So this trail is actually kind of cool here for this shot maybe, but there's not a whole lot of shots that you can do with it. You can see where the sun's going to peek through at golden hour, but everything else, in my opinion, is just too wooded, too much going on. It's just a lot of overgrown brush. There's not a lot of space. Nothing that I would really look at and be like, yeah, I want to shoot that. This long pathway is about the only thing. And then again, like I said, the first time I came up here, I was like, oh, I like this. And so you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Just this natural looking, I don't know how natural it actually is, but natural looking rock structure here. But it's extremely, extremely limited. And I don't want to, if I'm showing the nature, I don't want to show the concrete right up here. So whatever I do with this shoot, and I don't want to show the concrete there. So if I'm trying to get this, I'm looking at this, like that type of composition there, that type of, is kind of where I'm looking to put my camera. And now also thinking, seeing kind of that location where I would want to shoot it. And that's as far as I'm going to go with it. I'm walking uphill, so I'm not going to make clients, maybe even little ones, maternity, I'm not going to have them do that big old long walk to walk up here. So I'm going to really limit that walking space. But let's look again at this little spot here, right? So what kind of shooter am I? And this has got to be going through your head. Okay, so location scouting. So I like this angle, all right? But knowing that, now also trying to figure out, okay, where's that sun setting? And actually the sun sets kind of right up over here, but it also changes depending on the time of year. But right now you could kind of get it right through here, maybe sometimes right through there. But where do I put my flash? Like where can I do it? There's not a lot of good spots for it. So you really have to look at this and like, okay, I really like the natural look of this, but how am I gonna actually shoot it? Okay, so you can definitely shoot it in natural light. I think shooting it in natural light is probably the better idea. But again, with how wooded that area is, man, that sun, once that sun, you lose the sun enough, it's gone. So it's not like you can just sit there and shoot on it without extra light. So you have to kind of, you're looking at it like that. All right, so that's basically as far as I would go up in this park. I mean, it's nice, it's walking easy, but I'm not gonna do a whole lot of walking with clients. And you know me, I'm pulling a cart everywhere I go. So I don't wanna do a whole lot of that. So when I come to this park, and of course I've shot here a couple times, so I know where I'm going. And so that's kind of what you would need to do. If you're scouting a place and you find a park, find some spots that are fairly close. Find some spots that are close to the entrance that you don't have to like go all over the place. When you have time, feel free to go back to that park and look for attractions, look for things that draw interest. But if it's just a park and there's nothing like that, then there's probably no reason to have them go back into it that much. You know, one set of trees is going to look primarily like another set of trees. So you have to think of that. You know, sometimes you're going to get a cleared area of brush, or maybe it's not just like overgrown brush. And so that's kind of something that you would want to look for. And that's where I'm actually going. So I shot here, like I said, once about 5 years ago, and then like 2 years ago, one of my clients said, hey, we'd like to shoot at this park. And I'm like, okay. So we did a little bit of walking around, and I found a couple areas that I really liked. Again, I like that stone area, that natural area, but there's not a whole lot you can do. You literally have to, you're like what I just did. That's about 6 to 7 minutes, because I'm looking at the time on the record. 6 to 7 minutes that it took me to get from the front, 5 minutes. We'll call it 5 minutes. From the front to that spot. If it takes you any time to set up because you're trying to set up flash or something like that, just think of what's cutting into your time, right? So, not that it matters on my time, because I know that I can still get good photos in a certain amount of time, but you got to think about your client's time. You know, are they sitting in the back of their head thinking, dude, I've got a 30-minute shoot and I'm walking 10 minutes just to get to the location. Like, when does your start time start? When does your shoot start? Does it start once you get there? Does it start when you meet in the parking lot? Like, that's all stuff. I don't know how you do your stuff, but things just to think about, right? So consider all that. All right, so we're coming up to this area where is my second, we're gonna call it, so like the first entrance, that's my number one. That rock piece, the natural steps, that's option number, I'm gonna call it not number, I'm gonna call it letter. That's option letter Z. That's my last resort if I want just something different, because I just decided, you know what, there's places over here that are pretty cool. Option number 2 is this area in here. Might be a little bit dark, I don't know, but it is wooded. But the difference in this wooded area compared to the other wooded area is it's not full. It's fairly easy to get through. It's really pretty. What you're gonna notice is all these trees are straight. Whereas if you look back at the video as we were passing through that other area, it's just all overgrown brush. I mean, it literally looks like stuff kind of going this way and that way, and just like, this is all tall. So I can easily frame people in between trees. I can, it's really cool. You got these cool flowering plants over here with these little red flowers are fantastic. I love this. That to me is what I call an attraction spot. I love that tree right there. It's pretty. It's just interesting. It's an interesting to the eye. But so are those weeds or flowers with the little red stuff on them. So this is an area that I would typically look for. If I'm looking at the red flowers, one thing that I noticed is when I shot here the other day, I met here with my client at 8 o'clock in the morning. So now at 8 o'clock in the morning, the sun is coming up this way. So I could put them here and the sun's gonna come this way towards me. So again, knowing where the sun's gonna hit really helps pick your location. Now I can shoot here a lot of times during the day, like even right now, like I said earlier, you can still shoot here, but golden hour, what I would be doing is, and I'm gonna try to work my way back in here, and again, I will show some pictures from this area that I've shot, and the freaking butterflies. We're gonna have gorgeous butterflies out this fall, I know it. I'm just gonna follow this little butterfly. Dude, that's fantastic. Come on, butterflies, come back. But you can kind of see, and you can tell where that sun's gonna set. The sun's like right here, and it's just gonna come straight down right here. So shooting through all of these trees, again, I typically shoot low, so I'm not gonna get that concrete surface back there. You're gonna get a gorgeous golden glow all through this area here. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of gives you a little bit of a hazy look, but it's that sun-drenched look. I don't need a light. I can pop up a light if I want to, but I don't need it. But again, knowing where the sun sets knowing what time of day you're gonna actually shoot. Let me see if I can get this butterfly. Dude, look at that butterfly. Dude, that's killer video right there. National Geographic, you gotta know where that sun's gonna be. At all times, you gotta know where that sun's gonna be. So this area here is gorgeous. I love this area, this naturally wooded area, but it's not a spot that's just like overgrown brush. It's overgrown, but there's a purpose to the trees. Like again, they're all straight and tall. That's not something that we typically see around here a lot. And so I think really what it is, without knowing a whole lot about trees, is these trees were looking specifically for the sun because of the nature of it. So they just shot straight up. Whereas some of those other places, they're like already under coverage, and so they're like growing all kinds of crooked to get to that sun. So anyway, so that's kind of what I'm looking for here. And now we'll go find my option number 3 for this little park. So let's get back out of here. I mean, this is just gorgeous right here. The way that the sun actually hits it, coming in at golden hour, again, the sun's gonna set this way. So I could literally put my client here facing the sun, and as long as that sun's not too bright, it's just gonna hit them perfectly, and I don't even need to use a flash. The big thing with shooting nature like this, especially here, and maybe mostly everywhere, but I always gotta watch out for the creepy slithery things, man. I'm not a big fan of snakes, not a fan of those. Nobody is really, but so I typically tell my clients, hey, let me walk out in front. You know, let me go out in front and do that type of thing. That way, if anybody's gonna get bit, it's gonna be me. Man, liability, right? And look, this one's super simple. Option number 3. This one's super simple right here, y'all. Option number 3. I could use the concrete path, or I could use the gravel path. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna use the gravel path. It's a little bit more natural, not as natural as just like a normal dirt path, but I would much rather use this than a concrete path. So this one's a quick and easy, option number 3. So we've got 3 different options so far that are like legit options. Oh wait, yeah, 2 options so far, 2 options so far, sorry y'all. 2 options that are legit, no, 3. The first one right at the entrance, this second wooded area right back in here, gravel path. And I'm always looking for basically some type of line, some type of thing that's going to lead right to my people. So if you look at my work, you're gonna typically notice I've got them on a path, I've got them on something that there's gonna be lines leading right to them. Unless, of course, we're in a big freaking open field, tall grass. Then there's really no line leading there, other than maybe like your horizon line or the tree line or something like that. But so far we've got 3 really good options in this park. And I think without having actually planned or scripted anything, which I hope y'all know, I don't ever script any of what I say. If y'all can't tell, I don't script it. Without like pre-planning what I was gonna say, I think 3 to 4 options for a shoot is fantastic. For like a family shoot, why do you need more? Like, I don't even shoot, all my family shoots are like 30 minutes max. My pocket overheated, so I'm gonna be real fast. So this is the big open field. So 2 things about this field. So you've got the sun that sets this way, which is fantastic. The only problem is if there's cars, you're gonna have to have cars in your background. So you have to be creative on how you actually shoot your sunset photos. Now, if I'm in the parking lot with sunrise, now I can shoot it this way with the tree line at the back. And that's fantastic because then you don't have to worry about those cars, you just have that tree line. So 2 good options, sunrise, sunset. This field is also absolutely gorgeous in the spring with wildflowers all over the place. But personally, I prefer it looking like this. A little bit brown, a little bit dead. Man, just the way that golden hour sun hits it is fantastic. But check this out with this open field here. What else do you have? A beautiful natural driving trail. So I told you we had 3 options. This open field is 4. This right here is a quick and easy 5. So 5 options for this one location. You've got these lines that are gonna lead to anybody that's on the trail this way. You can kind of shoot it that way, but there's kind of a neighborhood and stuff there. You just have to be a little bit creative on how you actually shoot that way. So I typically shoot it more this way, going back. You could even kind of come up a little bit here, and now you can maybe put them under this tree canopy here to where you can kind of, you know, encase them in that shadow in case you need something like that. But the way that that sun's gonna hit is that area is gonna darken faster than this area will darken in golden hour. So the big important thing that I really wanna stress is you need to know where the sun's gonna hit at what time of day. You know, morning, if you're gonna go, if you have a morning shoot, then go there in a morning. And don't, like, if it's 3 months from now, don't go there tomorrow and be like, okay, this is where the sun's at, because the sun's gonna be different if you go there and it's 3 months later. So just know the way the sun sets in the fall is a little bit different. It's gonna hit a little bit different than the way it sets in the summertime. So knowing the location, knowing the direction of the sun, how the sun hits, how the park actually looks. You don't have to have every location in the park, but definitely scout it, and don't have your clients walking all over the place. It's been a long video, longer than I actually kind of anticipated. Still interesting information, and of course I walked over here and I can't even get out this way, so I guess I gotta walk through the grass. That's perfectly fine. Hopefully this video helped, and since I actually said at the beginning I'm going to be doing a series, I'll be doing a series on location scouting in the city, location scouting in an urban environment, stuff like that. So this would be for a park. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. As I said, I'm looking to do more content for the channel. This isn't going to replace my BTS videos on Wednesday. This is going to be extra content. So hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you got a little bit out of it. Feel free to leave a comment, ask questions, leave me more ideas. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep shooting.